Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Brev. Welcome to another MLB The Show 19 card review. In this one, I'm going to be going over 99 overall signature series Eddie Mathews. This card is obtainable through getting 8 vouchers in the events that are going on right now, or you can buy him off the marketplace. He's currently selling for around 60,000 stubs. So I had a really good time with this card. The most disappointing thing about this card was his no doubt animation, so I guess that means it's a good card. Very interesting card too, a lot to talk about. I guess I'll start with fielding. He's got the gold shield over at third base. He played good fielding for me, didn't really make any mistakes. Fielding very similar to Albert Pujols. The gold shield just seems to get it done really well at third base. You're not going to get crazy dives on those hard hit balls down the line, but most routine plays they're going to make very easily with that gold shield over there. So no issues at third base with Eddie Mathews. He played well. So the main thing I want to talk about with this card is the state of the third base meta right now and how this card kind of fits into it. So the problem is that the third base position right now is insanely deep with a lot of in-game options. You have Finest Bregman, you have Chipper Jones, you have Albert Pujols, you have Rogers Hornsby if you want to play him there, you have Mike Schmidt if you want to play him there. There's just a lot of people that are really good to third baseman. Finest Arenado as well, Finest Rendon, just a lot of options at third base. And so normally that would kind of hinder a card like this because stats wise he's not up to par with those guys. But what this card does do is he fills an archetype that doesn't exist at third base otherwise, and that's a lefty power bat. If you actually go through and look at any card that's eligible for third base, there's almost none of them that are lefty bats that hit for power. The only in-game lefty bats that are third basemen are George Brett, who's a contact hitter, and Finest Rafael Devers, who is just a strictly worse version of this card across the board. You can also include All-Star Game Joey Gallo there because he does play third base, but that Joey Gallo card is lacking in contact and vision, whereas this Eddie Mathews is not. So normally with third base being as deep as it is, I would say maybe there's not a place for this card, but actually he's fitting perfectly into a puzzle piece of an archetype that you can't really get anywhere else. There's really no other left-handed power bat from the third base position in the game right now. If I'm forgetting someone, let me know, but I really looked hard because I wanted to talk about this. Just a good lefty bat that destroys righties and can play third base well. So this is really the only guy in the game that can do that. So I think he's good for that reason. This type of card allows you to kind of take a lefty from another position out of your lineup for a righty. Let's say you're struggling with Ty Cobb and you would rather try someone like Andre Dawson there. Well, then you can move your right-handed third baseman out of your lineup, put Eddie Mathews in, and then make the outfield switch, and your righty-lefty is still good. So I think this card is cool. As far as performance, he pretty much played up to par. Great hitter versus righties, pretty average hitter versus lefties, a lot of power versus righties, which is what you want. I didn't think his vision or his PCI was terribly small either. Most of the games I played on Hall of Fame and his vision or his PCI was bigger than the width of the strike zone, which is pretty good even against someone like Clayton Kershaw. One final thing to note too, I talked about this in the Jose Bautista review, but he has 125 discipline, which is a very underrated stat in this game. If you did not know, the discipline stat tracks how often you are called for a strike when you check swing, and so by having maxed out discipline, it means you can check swing pretty much whenever you want and you're almost never get called for a strike, which is a big deal. If you have 2 strikes on you and you kind of bite at a pitch but you check swing it with this card, most of the time they're not going to say that you swung. So overall, I had a lot of fun with this card. I thought he was a cool card. I'm still going to be running Bregman or Pujols at third base just because I like the righty power. But I think this card fits a really cool niche that not a lot of other cards in the game can do. So as always, we'll rate the card how he rates in the meta, and we'll rate him compared to how much he costs. How he rates in the meta, I'll give him an A just because, like I said, he is a very unique card in what he brings to the table. And for how much he costs, I'll give him a B+, a big downgrade, because 60K is actually kind of a lot of stubs for a card this late in the game. So you're going to have to spend a little bit to get this card, but if you're looking for a power lefty bat for your infield, this is probably the move. So I hope y'all enjoyed this card review. Let me know down in the comment section below if there's anyone that I haven't reviewed before that you want me to review in a future video. I'm going to keep cranking these out as new cards are released, but they haven't released many new cards recently, so it's been kind of slow. I am working on a final tier list for you guys as well, so enjoy the clips after this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Obviously excluding Mays, who should be in there anyways. Eddie! That might be the shittiest no doubt animation I've ever seen. What actually was that? Let's go. Sucks for the meme, or do you actually think it sucks? Dude, Eddie, 2 bombs? He's the truth, I think. What do you mean, Ambly? Dude, Eddie Mathews is a freak. Hello? Safe, bro, you know that. Oh my god, Eddie Mathews. Is this card a glitch or what, chat? There, Eddie knows what I'm talking about. I'm fucking out though. Oh my god, that was a hit. Hello? The best of both worlds.